All right, let's get right into it. We're going to move way beyond just tinkering with those generic AI assistants. We're talking about building a custom, specialized AI workforce. Real AI employees that can actually help you scale your business.
So let me ask you this. Have you ever felt, well, a little let down by your AI tools? You ask for something and you get back these kind of bland, mediocre results that just don't hit the mark. Yeah, you're definitely not alone. But the fix is probably closer than you think.
Just look at the difference here. On the left, you've got your basic prompt, and you get a totally forgettable response. But on the right, that's what happens when you have a specialized AI. It knows your brand voice, it knows your products, it knows your audience, and boom, it gives you something strategic that's ready to go. That's the power we're going to tap into today. And here's the thing that most people miss. When they get those mediocre results, they blame the technology. But the tech itself, it's incredibly powerful. The problem isn't the AI, it's the setup. To get amazing results, you've got to invest a little time in training your AI just like you would with any new hire. That's exactly why we're going to approach this whole thing like we're recruiting and onboarding a new employee. Seriously, when you think about it this way, all the technical steps suddenly feel way more intuitive. You're not just fiddling with a tool, you're hiring and training a brand new member of your team.
So how does this work? It really boils down to 3 core steps in the onboarding process. First, we're going to create the training manual, which is basically your brand book. Second, we'll give it all the institutional knowledge it needs through some knowledge files. And third, we'll write a super clear job description, which in the AI world we call system instructions.
Okay, step 1, the brand book. Think of this as the heart and soul of your AI's personality. It needs to know everything about your target audience, what makes them tick, what they want, what stops them. But it also needs to know about you, your backstory, your unique personality, your specific writing quirks. And hey, here's a quick pro tip. Save this file as a markdown or a simple text file. PDFs can sometimes be tricky for the AI to read correctly, so this little step can save you a big headache.
Next up, we need to give our new AI employee its specific skills. And we do that with knowledge files. This is where you upload all your gold, your best performing content, your procedural documents, your templates, and, this is huge, your customer testimonials. Just imagine your AI writing some ad copy and being able to instantly pull the perfect customer quote to seal the deal. You're giving it all the raw materials it needs to be an absolute rock star.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. This Reddit user absolutely nailed it. You can't just drag a bunch of files in and hope for the best. The magic happens when you get specific. You have to explicitly tell the AI, hey, use the customer testimonial file when you're writing this email. That direct instruction is what makes all the difference. All right, the final step in onboarding is writing that job description, the system instructions. This is how you make sure the AI actually uses all that amazing knowledge correctly. You give it a precise role, like expert sales page copywriter. You define how it should behave, maybe using if-then logic, and you set down some hard and fast rules, even little things like do not use em-dashes. This is how you guarantee consistency and precision in everything it does. Okay, you did it. You've hired and trained your first AI employee. So now what? Well, just like any good manager, it's time for the performance review. How do we actually measure the impact and prove that this is delivering a real return on your investment? Let's look at a real-world example to see what's possible. There's this manufacturing company that built a custom AI agent specifically to help streamline their supply chain. And, well, the results were kind of mind-blowing.
First off, they saw a 30% boost in their overall operational efficiency. I mean, just think about that for a second. That's a massive improvement.
But it didn't stop there. Because the AI got so good at forecasting demand, they were able to reduce their inventory holding costs by 15%. That's real money going directly back into the business. And to top it all off, by optimizing all their shipping routes, they cut transportation costs by another 12%. So when you add all this up, you can see this isn't some novelty. A well-trained AI is a powerful bottom-line boosting business tool. So that probably has you wondering, okay, that's great for them, but how can I figure this out for my own business? How do you actually calculate the ROI for, let's say, automating something like customer support? Well, let's break down the math. It's actually pretty straightforward. Let's say you save 6 minutes on every support ticket, and you handle 12,000 tickets a month. That's 1,200 hours saved. At an agent cost of $30 an hour, that's a whopping $36,000 in savings. Even after you subtract $10,000 for the software, you're looking at a 260% ROI. Now that is the kind of math that gets budgets approved.
Of course, it's not all about performance and ROI. Just like with any new team member, we have to talk about the serious stuff, HR and risk management. With this much power, you have a huge responsibility to protect your team and, just as importantly, your sensitive data.
According to the security experts at Reco, these are the big risks you need to watch out for. You've got prompt injection, which is basically a fancy way of saying someone tricks the AI into breaking its own rules to reveal secret info. Then there are data leaks from the files you upload, and even insider misuse, where a well-meaning employee might accidentally publish a custom AI loaded with your company's private data.
So how do you defend against all that? The answer is effective governance. You can think of it like the official company handbook for your AI workforce. It's what turns the deployment process from a chaotic free-for-all into something structured, accountable, and most of all, secure.
And this isn't just some casual idea we're throwing around. This is becoming a very big deal. As you can see here, major standards bodies like NIST, that's the National Institute of Standards and Technology, are actively developing formal frameworks to create standardized rules for securing AI systems. This is quickly becoming a serious, formalized discipline.
So, what can you do right now? Here are the key best practices. First, use role-based access controls. That just means people only get access to the AIs they actually need for their job. Next, apply the principle of least privilege. Only grant the absolute bare minimum permissions necessary. And finally, conduct regular audits to make sure everything is locked down. These are your foundational lines of defense.
Wow, we have covered a lot of ground. How to hire your AI, how to train it, how to measure it, and how to secure it. So now, let's look to the future and talk about how you can scale this into a true AI dream team.
If there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this. You are no longer just using a tool. You have fundamentally transformed a generic assistant into a trained, valued, and secure member of your team.
This shift changes your relationship with AI completely. It's no longer just a task doer, it's a strategic partner. So, as you think about what's next, ask yourself this. Your first AI employee is crushing it and delivering real value. So, what job are you going to create for your team next?